Okay, so real talk. The checkout page is where most courses either win or flop. You can have amazing content, but if your checkout page is confusing or clunky, then people are going to leave without buying. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your checkout page inside of Podia so you can sell your course fast and keep it simple. I've helped clients set up checkout pages in Podia and in other platforms, and the truth is the checkout process doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it shouldn't be complicated, because if it's complicated, people are going to leave. You just need to make sure people can pay quickly, see what they're buying, and feel confident when they click that Pay Now button. Now, I do want to start off by saying your checkout page is different than your sales page. Your sales page is the page that sells people on your course or product. It's probably going to be a little more long form depending on how much your offer costs. It's going to have all the information about what they get. It's going to have information about who it's for, what the time frame is they can complete it, like all the questions that can be asked are going to be on your sales page. We're not talking about the sales page today. Some of that information is going to carry over to the checkout page. The page we're talking about today is the page that they go to after they click the button on the sales page. So you've got this great sales page. There's a button that says buy now, join now, whatever. They click yes, I want to join now, and then they go to the checkout page. And this is where they actually put in their credit card information and get access to your course after they push the button. So this page doesn't need to have quite as much information on it, but I'm going to show you what I generally like to put on the checkout page. So we're going to come in here into our demo course inside of Podia, the one that we worked on in the last video, and we're just going to come over here to edit sales page. Now, after I just said this is not the sales page, Podia calls it the sales page, and you can add I guess one of the nice things about Podia is you can make this your full sales page. You could also build your sales page like on your website if you're not using Podia's website, and then link to the Podia checkout page for people to actually purchase. So there's really many ways that you can do it. So let's just take a look at what all of our options are here on the Podia page. So you can see here that they already have like the title up here, how many lessons it is, what type of product it is here, and then the description that we put in when we were building the demo course out, description of awesome course. So whatever information you put in there will be here. And then of course, this is the thumbnail that we uploaded as the main image for this product. The next section that we have here is the content. So this is going to list out all of the modules that you have in your course. You can delete this if you don't want this to show by just deleting this section. Oops. If I could click on the button, there we go. Remove section. It'll just take all of that away and you don't have to have that all listed out, or you can keep it. And then the footer. So basically it just starts out with a very basic page, but you can build this out however you like. Now, we haven't gone through all of the website settings for Podia yet, but you can see down here the footer is still very generic here. You can just click on whatever sections you want to change. So if you want to change this text, which I would, then just click on it and you can type your new text in over here. But in regards to the checkout page, you can come in here and start adding new sections. So we'll click the plus sign. You've got different sections in here that you can add to build out a full sales page. So the first option here is a saved section. So if you've saved any sections that you've built that you liked, you could add that back in and then change it up for this course. You could add a banner, which it gives you some different options here, which I think this is, I mean, that's what this is here. So you could just, because this is the one that's up there right now. So if you wanted to change it, you could do that, add that in there instead, however you want to make that look. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one for now. So, but that's going to be what the banner sections look like. So the next section that you have the option of adding is the content, which is actually what I deleted when we first started looking at things in here. I actually like this little section better than the big one because you can still click once the page is live. You can still click the plus signs to see the lessons that are in each module, but it doesn't have to take up the whole page, you know, because that took up a lot of space. You can see here there are settings for this section. You can add a button to it if you want to, button subtext, so you can turn off and on information about the modules. You know, we didn't fill all of that out very fully when we were building the demo course, so a lot of that's not showing up here anyways. But if you had like section descriptions and stuff, all of that would be here, and you have the option here to turn them off and on. So you can really give it the kind of look that you want. And then we have like these other sections that you can add, like you could really add anything that you like. So here's an about section. It gives you a couple of different layouts. So this is something that you could add kind of to the bottom of your checkout page to tell people a little bit more about you. If you're selling something that's like a mini project or a mini product, mini course or digital product that you're selling maybe off like YouTube or something where maybe somebody hasn't had the time or taken the time to get to know you yet, then it would be great to have like a little about me section at the bottom so that they know like you're a real person, like they should know that from YouTube, but you know, just gives them that little bit of extra. Or if somebody just happens to land on your page or somebody forwards somebody the product and they don't know you at all, then it gives them a little bit of a way to learn a little bit about you before actually making a purchase. So it's good to have a little bit of about me section. You can also add call to action. So this is a nice banner with a button. I would move this up a little. But again, you can just kind of build this out however you want with whatever content that you want. And again, if you're using this as just your checkout page and not a full sales page, then I probably wouldn't add all of this stuff. I just want to make sure that I go through all the features and show you everything that you can do in here. But if you're building your sales page on your website and not on Podia, then I would just link to the page where you actually have people pay, which we'll get to that. I just want to finish going through these sections. So, but if you're just, again, doing the checkout, then I wouldn't necessarily add all of this in. So that was call to action. We can add categories, which again is another way for you to list out like what's in your course. You could do an email form. I don't necessarily recommend putting an email form on a sales page, but it's in there. Facts for sales pages are great. Like answer questions for people before they even have a chance to ask them. So you can add that in here and put your content in. So when you click on this to do the settings, it lets you change the questions and put in your answers here. And then once the page is live, you can click the arrows to open up each section. Also, in each section, when you're in the settings for it, you can come over here to design and change the background. So for this one, for theme, like I would probably do maybe vivid. That'll give it a different background so that the different sections start standing apart from each other, because you don't want it to just read like one big long wall of text. You need some eye-catching kind of visuals in there to keep people interested in on your page. You can add images. So these are cool because it's got the section already built in. Add a picture here and then what you want to put along with your picture. You can add links, of course. This is great. I also don't usually recommend, I know it was already built into this section here, probably remove them. Yeah. I don't recommend on a sales page or a checkout page having any escape options for your customers. You want them to, like, they're there, they've made it that far. Don't give them any kind of way to move off the page. They can obviously always close out the tab or their window or whatever. That's a given, but you don't want to like distract them with, you know, oh, let me go to their social media. Oh, let me, you know, join their email list or whatever. They're already on your sales page. Keep them on your sales page until they check out. You can also have links to other products. So that might not be horrible, but I probably still wouldn't recommend doing that either. I believe it's showing up blank here because I don't have any other product sections in there to pick from. But you could, if this was like a course on ConvertKit and I had other courses on ConvertKit, I would be able to pick that product section and it would show the rest of the like related courses on the page. And then of course we've got a testimonial section here. Those are always good if you have them. If you don't have them, if you're just starting out, that's totally fine. But once you do have them, I highly recommend adding them to your checkout pages. And then of course we've got just a simple text block. I love how they already have these in different kind of layouts, so you don't have to build them completely from scratch. You can just choose the one that you want to add and then fill it in. Love that. And then of course if you want to add a video always helps to sell things because people get to see you and kind of get a feel for how you speak and what you sound like and all of these things, what, you know, your confidence level, that kind of thing, as far as around the topic that you're speaking about. So it always gives people, especially if they're brand new to you, like a kind of boost of, oh, I know this person, I'm going to buy from them, they're good. So those are the different sections that you can add to your page. And again, if you want to edit a section, you can just click on it and open up the settings over here on the left side of your screen. fill in anything that you want to fill in or change, and then design will let you change the colors and things, among lots of other things. I probably wouldn't mess with most of these settings too much just because I like the way that it kind of puts everything in there already laid out in a nice way, but I would come down here and change the color, the sections of the colors of the sections, so that there's maybe not black and pink together, but just so that it's very clear that there are different sections on the page. You can also, I don't know if you noticed that I did it earlier, but if you add a section and it doesn't go where you want it to go, you can just move them. It's not quite drag and drop, but if you hover over the section, you can see these two arrows right over here. You can just click the down or up arrow to move it wherever you would like it to go. So I actually probably would put the content closer to the bottom of my page. Also, frequently asked questions would go towards the bottom. But you see that you can just use those arrows to reorder the sections as you see fit. All right, so those are our checkout page settings. I'm gonna hit done. It's going to take us to the list of pages. Okay, so now I'm in the website settings. I wanted to show you a couple more things that you need to in order to actually connect your sales page and your payments and all of the things together. So the first one is checkout success here. So this is the page that people are going to go to after they've completed your product purchase. So we're going to click settings just to see this. So this just says thank you, view community. That's fine. I would customize this a little bit. The nice thing about Podia is that you can put this liquid code in here for product name, meaning you can use this same checkout page for all of your products and it will automatically put the right product name in there for whatever it is that they just purchased. So that's really great. You don't have to have 100 different thank you pages for every product that you have. So that's great. So I would just pop in here. It edits the same way as the sales page that we just did, and add whatever sections you want to make a thank you page that really genuinely thanks your customer for purchasing from you, for supporting you and your business, and tells them exactly what to expect as far as next steps. Are they going to get an email with more information from you? Can they log in from the button on the page? Like whatever it is, to make sure that they've got access right away and they know that you are there to support them now that they've actually given you dollar bills. Once you've got your thank you page set up, we also still need to, and I didn't do this before just simply because this is a demo account. I'm going to go ahead and hit done over here. And that is, you've got to connect your Stripe and or your PayPal. I highly recommend Stripe. I recommend PayPal if you feel like you need it. I know a lot of customers sometimes will ask for it, especially if they're in other countries or don't have US credit cards, then sometimes PayPal is the best way for them to pay. Sometimes PayPal is difficult to work with, so just keep that in mind if you decide to set that up. But to set that up, we're going to come in here to settings and then down here to payments. Now, as you set up your Podia account, it will walk you through adding this, but I skipped that step because this is a demo account for me. I don't actually need to add payment settings, payment information in here, but I do want to show you where to do that and kind of what it's going to look like. So we're going to click edit. And then right here, it's just going to say, do you want to connect Stripe or do you want to connect PayPal? We're going to hit connect. And then basically it's just going to have you log in to your Stripe account right here. I'm not going to continue from here because it starts getting into like some sensitive information that I don't want to put on YouTube if I were to start setting up this Stripe account. But you'll just want to go from here and follow the steps to complete setting up your Stripe account or connecting one that you already have. And then you will be able to take payments immediately as soon as that's set up. I'm going to go ahead and just hit back, and I'm going to come back over here to payments and edit again. And PayPal is going to be the same way. You're going to just click connect, and then it's going to prompt you to log into PayPal. And again, I'm not going to complete the login, but you'll just fill out your information here and to sign into your account or create an account if you need one, and follow the steps to get it connected. And what that'll do if you have both of them connected is it will give people the option to pay directly with their credit card or to log into their PayPal account and pay that way. I do want to touch on this account setup option right here really quickly as well. If you click edit here, this is basically when where you can decide when people are going to be prompted to set up their Podia accounts for you. And so they have to have an account in order to access the products. So you can either choose to have them set up the account before checkout's completed, where they'll be prompted before they finish making the purchase, or after. And it's I really truly don't have a recommendation or a preference on this. I think that Potentially during the checkout process, if they are asked a lot of extra questions, it could throw people off. There is also potential after checkout, if they don't finish completing their course, they won't have access to it. So I would either maybe test it and see if you have any issues one way or the other and choose the one with the least amount of problems. But generally speaking, I think probably creating it after checkout is totally fine. They'll just complete the payment and then be prompted to create a password so that they can log in. They'll use the same login, or they'll use the email address that they use during checkout to log in. They'll just have to create a password. Okay, so I'm actually going to show you what the checkout page looks like in incognito mode. So we're going to go to the demo course page because it was recognizing that I was still logged in. Okay, so here's their sales page. Great. And then we're going to click buy now. And this is the checkout page. Now, if I had Stripe connected where a straight credit card was an option, then right here under payment, it would have that option. But since I just did PayPal, PayPal's the only option. So they're just going to put their email address in here and then fill out, basically they would just click PayPal and PayPal would take it from there to complete their purchase. Now, if you are using a sales page on like Squarespace or something else, and you just want to link to this checkout page, you can come here and just copy this checkout page here and link it to whatever buttons on your sales page in your other platform. That will just bypass the sales page part where they can just click this, because basically we don't want too many clicks. So if you link to the sales page, the Podia sales page here, if you link to this page from your main sales page, then they have to click again to get to the checkout page. And that's what we don't want to happen. We just want them to click on that page and go to the Podia page. So it's really up to you. I mean, the Podia has such a great built-in sales page options that you could just bypass your website and just link to this page as your course sales page. That's the easiest thing to do. But if you want to build your sales page in a different platform, then this is the way that you can get that checkout link still through Podia. All right, that about covers it for the Podia sales page and checkout pages. They're very easy to put together. And then again, you can just grab links to share them wherever you would like. If you've been sitting on a course idea and you're just struggling with how to actually get it out, get it on paper, get it into a course platform, then I have got something for you. It is my brand new Create Your Course in a Weekend. It is a Notion dashboard that actually lays out step by step for you exactly how to lay out your course. It has checklist and templates and swipe copy and a roadmap and all the fun things in there for you. So you can literally either copy paste it into a Podia or whatever your course platform is, or you could sell your course through Notion, because that is an amazing option. Create Your Course in a Weekend will help you get your course out of your head and into the world in 2 days. And the link is in the comment or description if you want to check it out. Now, the really cool thing is that even if your course isn't 100% built, once you have the checkout page done, you can start selling. You can sell a pre-sale version, an early bird version, a beta version, and get people in the door before the course is finished. You can offer them like a really low special price. People usually really jump on that to get in on something really inexpensively before it becomes available to the general public or, you know, whatever. And people love knowing that they saved money on something, even if you know that you're still charging what you need to charge for it. All right, my friend, if you found this helpful, please subscribe so that you can continue to get helpful tech tutorials. I'm gonna finish up the Podia series here, and then we'll move into another platform. I just started diving into Notion again, and we may go that route. If you missed the first video in this series about how to build the course part of your course, what's attached to or what people get when they complete your checkout page, then be sure to check that out. I'm going to link it right here so you can build your course in Podia and then come back and build your checkout page to sell it. All right, my friend, I will see you next time. Bye.